Hello guys, hello. And day 4, yes, of the Peahc Advent calendar. Earlier today, my mom and I did record a first look of what's the game called? I think Brothers. The game is called Brothers something. It's a game where you share the same controller. It was quite interesting. Maybe in the future I'll see if I can make it so that we don't have to share the same controller. Brothers, A Tale of Two something. The entire title doesn't show up. Here on Epic Games, so yeah. If I switch how it shows, nope. Still A Tale of Two Sons, there we go. Anyways. In this stream, also my microphone is like peaking a lot. I wonder why. I'm gonna assume that the audio is okay. Wait, let me just listen in. I wonder why. I'm gonna assume that the audio is okay. No, the audio is fine. Okay. My goal is to actually paint this orc knob right here. That is the goal, and what I've done is that, well, I made him black, and then dry brushed him with a makeup brush. Actually, I tested it out. Apparently makeup brush is supposed to be really good for this. With a gray and then a white just from the top like this. And yeah, I mean, I guess the soft brush, all that actually worked really well, I think. This was a completely new makeup brush. It was Sheer Cover Minerals Contouring, like this thing right here. And it actually lost a lot of bristles the first time, like Jesus. But the results are good, so that is the plan. And I also plan on painting this guy, the sergeant for the Mordian Iron Guard unit, because I decided, you know what, I am going to paint them in the wash style that I did with the other. There are two of them that are in the wash style, but I'm gonna say, yeah, that's fine. That unit's gonna be a little bit different. So that's one that I'm pretty sure I could easily do finish in one sitting, since it's pretty much just washes. Even though I will say the sergeant is probably a bit harder, and of course, as soon as I start painting, the pump is starting to hurt. Yeah, I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of a boost and then I'm gonna remove it, since it's... I mean, it is supposed to be removed in a few hours anyways, since it's almost empty. So let me just give myself an adrenaline boost and then I'll remove it. And then we'll start painting, so... So who knows, like this advent might be a bit like, oh god, since I also plan on editing the one that my mom and I did, the Let's Play. So actually I might start with that, showing the editing of this, due to the fact that I used a different microphone setting on this, instead of just... Because now it only records in one direction. But because my mom and I, we weren't just, we were sitting... She was sitting here, I was here. I decided to do like the surround thing. And I think that completely fucked up like the audio setting, because the amount of peaking that's happening right here that I can see, like, this is insane. why was it peaking so much when my mom and I played? Just gonna deactivate the patch. Alright, good. Oh god. One, two, three. Ooh. Just gonna close it up like this. And then I'll put it where I have all the other patches. Wait, should really keep it like this so that I don't accidentally stab myself on the needle. And let us pause the ASMR. Bring this up and let's see, will this work? No. Yes. Alright, here we go. Just a little bit in the beginning what I plan on doing. Let's listen to it. So this is... I can already tell by looking at this that this is a lot of peaking. But let's listen to how the audio actually sounds. Hello guys and welcome. This sounds terrible. Sounds very echoey. Hello guys. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna touch this then. I'll just save. And then fix that later. Oh. Okay, there you go. That's disappointing, since for some reason this 35-minute recording took super long to rest, like the pre-render whatever in this program. I don't know, must be something wrong with the actual recording, which is unfortunate. Yeah, okay. That's like draining a little bit of motivation for me. I don't know how I want to do this with these guys, because I think like what I might try, which might be like, God, why are you doing this? I'm gonna try and paint the skin yellow first, which is like, oh God, yellow on black. That's terrible, and that's true. And then just shade it with green. I'm gonna try that. So that is what I'm gonna do with this orc. So let's start with the skin. And I want to try out these like war colors that these paints I've had for a very, very long time. The yellow glaze, it's like super transparent, or the semi-opaque yellow 2. So I'm gonna try that one. This is not the one coat paints. This is like the old gel paints. Let's see. Yeah, this is a problem when they have such hard plastic bottles. It is actually pretty difficult to get the paint out, especially if it has sat for a while, you know. Alright. Doesn't seem like I'm gonna be able to get the paint out. just gonna use my paint mixer a little. I did use my paint mixer on the paint that I was planning on using before I started the stream, but I think this one needs a little bit more. Let's see. Okay. It doesn't seem to work, which is a bad thing actually, since I have yellow paint from Games Workshop that I've had longer, that are still usable. I don't know how long I've had these paints now. I think I want to say 5 years, but it could be more. Alright, well, at least it's easy to remove the dropper thing. I think this one needs a little liquid. So I'm just gonna add some medium to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna add 10 drops. And I'm gonna add a mixing, what is called? A mixing ball. And hopefully we can get this paint to work. And I'm using the glass mixing bowls that I bought from Watercolors themselves when I got these paints. So let's see how it works. I do know that they have changed up their paints now, and I will say the Watercolors one coat paints, the ones that I've used a decent amount, like 5 or 6 of them, and every single one has been great. So those I can like recommend 100%. And we'll see how they do with older watercolors. Like, can I save this? Alright, there we go. Now it easily came out. Okay, that's good. A little bit of extra medium and some and a mixing bowl. Let's see, get my brush. And you know what? Since I'm doing that, let's use only watercolor brush. There we go. Why not? God, I feel like I need to get like wireless headphones when I do these, because the wire is in the way when you paint. At least when I paint and, you know, have my microphone like this. Normally it doesn't bother me, but because of the position I need to have a camera on, it becomes a little bit of annoyance. Alright. I do think I need to thin this down a little bit more, actually. So I'm gonna add 1 or 2 drops here. Can use this brush to mix it into the paint. And it is my old army painter brush. These like synthetic, I think they were called like base coating brush, but they're actually pretty small, synthetic, and as you can tell by all the tape, the ferrule has loosened from the actual grip, but they still work very, very well. And I mean, They don't make these ones anymore, so I do not know. You know, the newer Army Painter brushes, but these ones have taken so much abuse from me and they still are good. So they're really nice. I know I tend to like synthetic brushes, but I use both. But I feel like synthetic brushes for me, maybe because of the pressure I put when I paint or whatever, but seem to like them a little bit more than natural hair brushes. But it's such a minuscule difference. Other than, like, I guess the life expectancy, I think the synthetics maybe have a little bit of a longer thing. But the thing is that when a paintbrush, so-called quote-unquote, dies, it doesn't die. It just becomes a different brush that you can use for something different. So I would say don't throw away old brushes. Like, you can use them for, you know, glue, dry brushing, all types of stuff. Like, where you're like, you know what, I don't want to sacrifice a good brush for this. I'll use, you know, this old damaged brush instead. And I will say that this yellow too is actually covering really well, which is surprising me. Oh god. Please focus on the orc. There we go. Can you see that? That's how it looks. Which to me is like, oh man, that is actually covering really good. I mean, they're not gonna be yellow orcs in the end. I'm gonna do like a green wash. Because what I have noticed, to me, like the easiest and actually a good way to paint like a bit more of a lighter green orc skin for me, that I think looks really, really nice, is to first paint it completely yellow. So not the way I'm doing now. Normally I'll do like a white base, like a white primer, paint it completely as bright yellow as possible, and then just a green wash, and then there you go, there you have your orc skin. But that's not how this is gonna turn out, I don't think. We'll see how this actually ends up looking. Because this right here is, you know, I know, would you call this like a type of zenithal thing? Like dry brushed zenithal priming. And then, you know, layering a paint over. Because if it does end up looking good, then it is actually a really quick way to do, you know, painting. Like a very, very quick way. But it does mean that you can't really use like super thick paints. You have to, you know, thin your paints down, I guess, because I mean otherwise you lose, you know, the zenithal priming that you did. But so far, and I've just done the yellow, I'm actually very happy with it. I mean, I should have thought about what I wanted the other colors to be as well on this orc. I probably shouldn't paint his lips, actually. I think his lips I might make like red or something. Yeah, don't forget to paint his ear. It already looks a little bit of green, actually. Even though I haven't used a single green color. But I think with the black undercoat, you know, because of the zenithal thing, and I guess the way that, you know, yellow paint looks over these like grays and whites and blacks, I guess it tricks you into thinking that it looks green. Because I feel like, man, I might not even need to use a shade, like a green shade. Might actually work just like this. Yeah, what the fuck? I actually really like that. As a, you know, like a bright green. I'm only using yellow 2 watercolors. Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, you know what? This looks really, really nice. And it is important to get like a good thin coat over all of it, like the white, gray, and the black, for it to actually look green. Because if you only go for the white, then it's gonna look, you know, yellow. But if you get it over everything, it looks green. I don't know why that is. How does that work? It could also be just because of this paint, like. Or maybe, it could also be that the black that I'm using, you know, since the black that I used is this right here. It is watercolor emulsion black, I think what's called. Like, maybe it has some blue tones in it. Which then, you know, when mixed with the yellow, becomes green. That's probably the case, because isn't that often what black actually does? It contains like blues. Because let me show him. There we go. He looks a lot more yellow on camera than he does in real life. Okay, clean that off. Alright. Now, like I was saying, the skin is actually done to the standards I wanted. Which I'm very surprised by. I'm going to paint the teeth now. I'm gonna use Warpaint's Bone. God. There we go. A little bit. Don't need much. Dip the tip of the brush in and then paint the teeth. And yeah, these teeth are gonna be a bit more clean than what I assume an orc's teeth are gonna be because of the paint I'm using, but I'm gonna dirty them up with a shade later. And I mean, you could just paint red first in the mouth and then highlight up the teeth. But I'm gonna let the inside of the mouth be black. Because I actually like how it looks. I mean, I probably would like how the red looks as well, but I'm deciding on the black. Because I mean, the goal of this is to finish this miniature this stream, and if I finish it fast enough, I'll do the Imperial Guard, the Mordian Sergeant as well. And then with this bone color, I'm gonna use it to paint some of the stripe things he has on his what's called shoulder pad as well. Because I think I'm gonna make it white, so this is a good like base for that. Or maybe I'll make it red, whatever. Like, I'm gonna make it some paint that's going to benefit from having this cream base coat. Come on. Nice. And I guess when you want to paint this way, it actually is faster, I guess, to be careful when painting. You know, it's fast. It can end up being faster to paint slower. Which might sound weird, but it means that you don't have to go back and fix certain things. You can just keep going. Alright, nice, nice. Is there any other place where I would want a bit more cream? Yeah, the skull on his axe. And the brush I'm using, and I'm gonna try to only use this brush for this entire model. It is Watercolors Sable 2. The wood grip ones. I think the wood grips ones, they have like a final sale on. While the new brushes they have are like the... No, not these. That is not it. I have it here. There we go. It is elusive. It is like this plastic grip. That's the new ones. And yeah, I think that is all. The cream. I should have painted his eye. Oh well, too late now. When I do red, I'll just put a small little dot of red. Okay. What colors do I want on you? Green. I want you to be red. Like brown pants. Let's do that first, you know, because I mean that's in my mind now. Let's see, brown. Alright, start with the legs. Or the pants. Paint them brown. Should probably thin this brown down. Because I think it is overpowering the zenithal thing that I did. There we go. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna use a medium. Just one drop should be fine. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe that is too thin, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. We'll see. I'll paint it all. I could always do a second coat if I need it. Alright, nice, nice. I mean, I am going to need a second coat, I think. But I'll worry about that then. going to be a lot of browns on this orc, I feel like. So I'm gonna have to differentiate between the browns a bit. Let's see. You know what? A bright blue might be good. And I have this Northern blue on right here, so I'll use it. Oh. Okay, the dropper part has gotten stuck. That's good. Alright. Just gonna have to put it on my palette instead. Just thin it out just a tiny bit. And let's paint. Let's see. God. Yeah, let's paint this the other shoulder pad in this. Alright. Yeah, looks good. And I'll paint the other shoulder pad, the places I did not paint, what's called cream. I'll paint them with this blue. Okay, nice. But let me paint the wraps on his hand in this blue as well. And I feel like if it goes a little bit on the skin, it should be fine because, I mean, it's a blue. It's gonna mix with the yellow and then just make it a little bit more green, I think. And I'll paint a skull on his axe in this blue. Why not? It's gonna become pretty light blue because of the undercoat of cream that I did. So that's good. To make it help stand out on the axe. Oh. I went a little bit into the eyeball. Let's see if I can just scoop that up. Yeah, by just cleaning my brush. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's see. I feel like the blues are well established. Gonna go back to the brown now on the pants. I feel like it needs a little bit more. Like one more thin coat. And I'll leave the pouch with only one coat of this so that the pouch is darker than the pants. So it's kind of like I use the exact same paint, but they look, you can tell the difference between where one begins and one ends because of the fact that I only did one coat. And maybe I'll keep the jagged things on that shoulder pad as cream. Actually, looks pretty good. And I think I might actually keep his shirt, like the black, with the dry brush. I'll paint around it and just see how it looks when it's all done. Because I quite like how it looks so far. Yeah, this is how it looks so far. Gonna use this metallic lead opaque paint. For the metallics, because I feel like, you know what, I'll do the metallics now. Because I'm not really sure what I want to do with the rest. Oh, come on. Good. I'm struggling to get the paint out, even though I know there is a decent amount in there. Because of these stupid bottles. Yeah, I mean, I guess one negative I'll give to Watercolors. I like their paints, but the bottles are some of the worst. They are probably the worst dropper bottles I've had the misfortune of using. And I just threw away the cap. Thankfully it was within range. So I have to remove the cap thing. I don't know what you would call this. And then use the paint that is in there on my palette, because paint gets there and it isn't clogged. I mean, I can see that right there it isn't clogged, so I don't know, it's weird. And I'm not gonna use, I was thinking of maybe using a little bit of medium, but I don't think I will. Gonna try it out just straight up first. Yeah, I think straight from it is what I want to do. Because it is decently thin to begin with. But it still covers decently well as well, so... Alright. And I can already tell that I think I'm going to need to highlight this as well. I feel like metallics don't do as well with this thing right here, you know, when it comes to highlighting themselves when you put them over like this. I think you need to do, you know, a normal highlighting that you would normally do with metals, which I'm fine with, since I don't really like non-metallic metals. I don't like how they look, and I don't like painting it. I mean, I don't think I've ever been able to make it look good, but even when people, you know, when they do like the Golden Demons and you look at that, I'm like, even that, like, yeah, it looks fine, but I don't know, there's something about non-metallic metals that just I don't like the look of. Like, man, everything else looks great on your model. Like, you're obviously like bordering on being like a god when it comes to painting. And then there's the non-metallic metal. No, let's see. Alan Tacker, check out what I told you in the comments. On what? Is this a new comment? Or I'll see if I can copy your name. And add it. Let's see, filter Alan Tacker. What? Nope, no comments found, so no idea what you said in the comments, Alan, because there is no comments from you. So what did you say? Because it could be that your comment was removed by YouTube or something, because I looked at held for review and there was nothing there either, so... Yeah, but I still don't know what you said. And I don't really worry about, doxing someone, because I tend to use the name that they have, as their, what's called, channel name. I think when you put that as your channel name, I feel like you're fine with being called that. Yeah, I wonder, what is the latency? Like, how far behind are you? 35, I'm gonna snap my finger. Alright, and let's see when I do it. Right there. At 42, okay, so 7 seconds behind. That's pretty good. It's not like the 19 seconds, I think, like yesterday. Now when I think about it, another place I could have put the cream color on would be on the orc's claws, or nails, whatever you want to call it. That could have been a place to put it. I will say that this pewter is a very dark metal, like a dark metallic. So I really feel like it is I mean, it covers pretty well, I feel like. But you really probably need to highlight it. Because I don't think you could use it as a highlight color. Because when even, you know, over black, it is so dark that it really doesn't bring like a shine out. Because you do get, well, you get a metallic sheen, sure, but if you were to hold it, actually, yeah, you would need to do some edge highlighting with something else, or like a dry brush with a brighter metal as a contrast, because it doesn't really contrast super well with the black shadows on its own. I'm gonna use this pewter on the metallic plates on his stomach, just as a base coat for whatever I'm gonna paint over it. Oh yeah, Alan, if you left your comment on like as a reply to something, then that probably means I won't be able to see it, because YouTube doesn't really show that stuff to me in the comments tab. But still, I mean, your name should have come up when I searched for your name, I think. Oh, why do I want to paint the strap as? I'm a bit lost, like, you know what, maybe I'll paint it as a rhinox hide. So it is a brown, but it's a different brown. Yeah, that looks fine. Let's see how it contrasts with the black. It's kind of like a reddish brown. I am 26 is how old I am. Macoon. Are you a doomer? I do not know what a doomer is. So probably not. Okay, never mind. Alright. Gonna ask you, what is it? I mean, just judging by the name, I would assume it's someone who is like, who feel like negativity all the time, or someone who's like, oh god, the world is ending. You know, the rapture is happening. Is that what a doomer is? Because I'm not religious at all. Never been. Okay, it is a religion. Nah, no, I'm not part of a religion. I am actually very surprised with myself on how well this painting stream is going, and when it comes to the actual painting. Because I feel like, man, I'm gonna actually going to paint this orc up in a standard that I'm actually like happy with. It's like a different painting style that I'm used to. I'm not used to, you know, the Zenithal dry brush thingy. And then with like this super thin paint just over it. But I like how it looks for, you know, the amount of time you put into it. Very easy way to paint. I mean, I probably wouldn't paint my main armies this way. I don't think I would, but these like orcs or space marines or whatever I have that I feel like, you know what, I want to get them painted, I want to do certain things. Yeah. I could always use this in my armies as well as something, you know, as a painting technique. Are you otaku/neat? Yeah, I guess I am. Because neat means not in education, employment, or training, right? And I'm in neither of those things. Yeah, it's cool, bro. Everyone finds their way. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really anything wrong with being that either, so as long as you're living your life. But I will say, in my case, it is a bit to the fact that I basically been forced into this because of my. I guess it is a disease technically, but. Or I guess technically it's the wrong word. I guess it's classified as a disease. My syndrome. Yes. I live in Sweden. Or I was born here in Sweden. Yeah, I mean, I think Sweden is a good place to live. I like it. The only European people you like. Where are you from? I mean, my guess would obviously be America, since most of my viewers are from the Americas. I think 40% or something, or maybe 30 are. Yeah, the USA. I don't really have opinions, you know, about the people in any continent. Go have fun. Goodbye, Macoon. Having fun is good. It's important. Let's see. It's going to use these. Rhinox hide is still on my palette. Under claws. Let's see. Yeah, let's use red on the wire on his eye and on his eyeball. Gonna use a very bright red. And see if I can clean it up since I missed the eyeball. Alright. Let me get a brush quick. Too late. Oh well, that's not that important. You're not gonna notice it from like a normal viewing angle. Not just viewing angle, but viewing distance. And these little bits of like bright color of the red and the blue, they really pop. I think they're also very important for that reason. Let's see, the yellow paint is still a little bit alive, so I'm gonna see if I can reactivate it with some water. Yes. Let's see, can I fix my mistake? Probably not. Okay, nice, nice. I'm almost done actually with this little like quick paint. I'm going to add a little bit of red in the eye of the symbol right there on the axe, if it will focus. Can add some red there to make it pop. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, I think he has some wires underneath his ear. This doesn't look like ear piercings. Just gonna paint them red like I did the wires. From behind it actually does look like ear piercings. Oh well, I'll paint them red anyways. So how long have I streamed? Alright, almost 90 minutes. I'd say probably done. You know what, I'm gonna try the yellow ink from Watercolors on the breastplates right here, and if it doesn't look good, oh well. If it does, that's good. So this yellow ink is going over a dark metallic, which you probably would want it to be a light metallic, but yeah, as I'm putting on the ink, you're like, yeah, this really needs like a light metallic. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, but even still, it still does a okay job. Even though it's over a dark metallic. You know what, I'm gonna put it on his shirt. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna call it done. I'll take some pictures of him as well. Let's see if we can. There we go, nice. Oh, no, please. You just... Please, focus on him. Why isn't it focusing? Come on. There we go. And then the back. And that was the progress of today's live stream painting. I finished the model. Outside the base, of course, but Yeah. I don't think I will do the bases. Maybe I'll use my orcs as the models that decide, you know what? I'm gonna use them as these models that I do when I do these like quick paint stuff. And then when I get a decent amount of them, I'll decide, now, what bases do I want to make for them? But until that point, I am actually pretty happy with how he turned out. So, thank you for watching and goodbye.